So what's the next plan of action by the Telangana government?
The Telangana government has said that they're going to ask the National Dam Safety Authority experts to suggest way forward what to do, and that will take some time. A lot of tests have to be done.
Yeah.
All kinds of tests have to be done. I won't go into the technical details, but they'll have to do geophysical testing, they have to do material testing, they have to do the structural strength, and so on and so forth. That's going to take time. By then the monsoon is going to come. We are already in February, halfway through February.
Yeah.
If the monsoon stays on schedule, we'll start seeing rains in June or July.
Yeah.
Right. So how much do we have? Let's say February is over. We have March, April, May, June. Let's give June too, that we have time.
Yeah, because we have extended summer.
Let's say we have 4 months.
Yeah.
Nothing can be done in 4 months. None of these things are going to happen in the next 4 months. It's not as easy as BRS chief and the former chief minister Chandrashekar Rao saying, oh, build a coffer dam and then store some water and start using the pumps again, because farmers need water. Nobody disputes that farmers need water. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
But the question is, see, building a coffer dam, they're oversimplifying the problem, the solution rather. A coffer dam across a river is not like some kind of a tiny mud bund we build in front of our gates when there is rain to prevent the water from coming into your garage. Right? It's not some 2-inch mud thing it doesn't work like that. To withstand the flow of the river, a coffer dam just can't be some kind of earthen bund. It has to be a proper structure. Building that structure itself is going to cost a lot of money. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but it's going to cost a pretty good sum of money. And it's almost like a mini dam in many ways, you see. Because it has to withstand all that pressure of that water that is coming. Right? So, one solution is they build a coffer dam and store water. But that's not going to happen in the next 4 months.
Either ways we are.
Right?
Yeah.
And as far as the damaged structure is concerned, part of that block has to be torn down. There is no two ways about it. Part of the block has to be torn down. Though some irrigation engineers say that there may be some possibility of putting the thing back, but you have cracks through and through. It's probably not going to happen. The best case scenario is what I have been told just a little while ago. I was talking to one of the experts, and he was saying that that section has to be brought down. This year, water should be let out. Anyway, there is a hole. The water is going to go.
Yeah.
Because similar problems of piping are also occurred in Sundilna and at Annala. They also need a lot of course correction. They have done some grouting kind of. Filling those holes up with expanding polyurethane foam and all that, but that again raises a lot of other questions.
Yeah.
It probably gives some strength for the structure to stay, but how it behaves when the water flows, what happens to the sand around it is a thing for flow dynamics and engineers and for them to decide. So this section of the structure has to go down, which means it cannot be done. So after the monsoon of this year, when the rains stop, when the river goes sort of dry, it's just very normal, low, minimal flows, is when you start building the coffer dam. If at all, that is what is the option left. And then reconstruct this damaged portion and see what happens. And meanwhile, also take up the repairs required at the other 2 barrages.
Yeah.
And this is the best case scenario, provided we're not going to have any more huge floods.
Yeah.
Which is, personally, I'm a little apprehensive about it. When is the next big flood going to happen? I was speaking to some climatologists, and they were telling me that the rain that comes from the west, right, either through the monsoon or through cyclones over the Arabian Sea, especially the cyclones that form over Arabian Sea. That's what happened. It was an unseasonal kind of a downpour that we had a huge flood in 2022. Are likely to happen more frequently because Arabian Sea is heating up. Global warming.
Yeah.
Arabian Sea is heating up. The frequency of cyclones and the intensity of those cyclones is increasing. It's not like there is a cyclone every 10 days. See, we had, instead of 2, maybe we're having 3.
Yeah.
And all you need is 1 to make its way into the catchment area of Godavari. So these are all the ifs and buts. But for now, my considered opinion is that nothing can be done this year, for sure. The government is extremely serious about finding out solutions and also fixing responsibility. That's going to take some time. Whichever method, way of investigation the government wants to go about, it's its prerogative and what works best, what gives the answers quickest and stuff like that. So that is what it is. Part of Medigadda barrage, 99%, my opinion, has to come down, has to be taken down and rebuilt. Cannot be done this year.
Yeah.
So this year, the 3 barrages are most likely out of action.
So there's no way out to this problem, at least this year.
As of now, there is no way out. But see, again, what I'm saying is what I learned from talking to experts. And with my limited understanding of construction or engineering, I do my homework. I definitely do a lot of homework. But I'm not a qualified expert. So I cannot pronounce a judgment. But the considered opinion, cutting across the board, is that nothing can be done this year in terms of utility.
Yeah.
And as far as I am concerned, as far as the engineers are concerned, BRS is oversimplifying the solution. And the government, the new Congress government, has a huge task on its hand. Do you let a 1 lakh crore project go waste? Or do you try and revive it? How much will the revival cost? What guarantees are there? You see, the real problem was that a barrage is, I'll end this with this sentence. A barrage is typically used to store 2, maybe 4 TMC of water. The rest of the water you allow it to go. Barrage is a free-flowing kind of a structure. You stop the water, use a bit, stop a little bit of the water, you let most of it go. Here we stored almost up to 10 TMC, 12 TMC, 13 TMC. Or 1 TMC, just for scale, it's very hard to wrap our heads over what 1 TMC of water is. How much is it?
Yeah.
1 TMC of water is what Hussain Sagar Lake in the middle of Hyderabad holds.
Wow.
That is 1 TMC. Okay? So 17 times that water is held in a barrage where only 3 times of Hussain Sagar's capacity is meant to be held. That created a lot of pressures on the structure, under the structure. It was built as a barrage. It was used like a dam. And that, and coupled with, even had that used, if used like a dam, had the periodic maintenance, post-monsoon maintenance and repairs were carried out, this probably would not have happened. They didn't do it. They knew they had to do the maintenance. Nobody lifted a finger. They knew there were problems from 2019 onwards. They didn't lift a finger. So, where does the buck stop? To my knowledge, usually it stops at the head of the department, whoever is there. At least technically speaking. See, if I'm the irrigation minister, it stops with me.
Yeah.
So that is the BRS's problem. From 2019 onwards, KCR was also the irrigation minister. That is the problem BRS has. Meanwhile, the state has a much bigger problem of what to do with 1 lakh crores of investment, which cannot be used right now.
Let's wait and watch now.
Yeah,
What's going to happen?
let's wait and watch. And sincerely, I sincerely hope a solution can be found, if not this year, by next year. And this whole project can be brought back on stream.
Yeah.
See, any public good is always good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody wants public good to go waste.
Yeah.
So we hope, I sincerely hope, a solution, a working solution, a workable solution, a practical solution that will actually solve the problem can be found, can be implemented, and that this whole thing, Kaleshwaram, the 3 barrages to start with, can come back on stream. And let's see. But right now, the outlook is pretty poor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your inputs.
My pleasure.
Thank you. We'll be back again with easy conversations. Stay tuned.